I'm going through all my stuff, paperwork that has been accumulating, photos, my music collection, documents, possessions. I'm always trying to live simply because it's so freeing and I can focus on what's important. And I'm just going through my paperwork right now, and it's just time consuming, boring, and something that I don't consider pleasurable to do. And I want it done now. And I was thinking, there's so much in life that we frustrate ourselves or create grief or are hard on ourselves because of our impatience. Impatience just creates inner turmoil. I was just listening to a guy, he's a radio speaker, I think he's on NPR, and he was talking about before he really broke into the industry and became successful, he was in radio, producing radio, writing for radio, talking on radio for like 8 to 10 years before he actually made something. His name is Ira Glass, I believe. And now he has, I don't know, 1.5 million, or he's a viewers or listeners, and he's won awards, and he's at the top of his game. And one of the things he said is that he sucked. He said he played a recording year 8 of his, I'll try to get the clip, of when he was in radio, and you just listen to him, it sounds terrible. And he says, I was year 8 in this thing, and I still sucked. But I just kept on keeping on. And I find so many things, so many of our problems can be solved if we just practice a little patience. For example, when we try to lose weight. We want to lose weight, oh, I haven't lost enough weight, and we try to take it off quickly. And what ends up happening, 6 months, a year later, 3 months, we put it back on. And there's just something more permanent about going slow, the speed of going slow and being patient. When I do the Skype coaching, and people are they're in a rut or routine, or they have certain things that are not working for them in their life, and we try to work on it and get out of them, help them get out of that situation, or change their way of thinking, or destructive or neurotic habit patterns or ways of thinking. People want it right now. They want the instant result, and I think that's very ingrained in us. The sitcoms, the situations are resolved in 21, 22 minutes, and you watch the movies and the whole story, the struggle, the trial, tribulation, and the happy ending. Everybody wants the happy ending as soon as possible. And I think because our goal is skewed, when our goal is a specific end result, that's what's going to happen. We're going to get frustrated, we're going to get bogged down, and we're going to build up that negative energy. One of the things in practice, so just what do we do to solve that? One of the things I found is just, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. Inch by inch, everything's a cinch. Yard by yard, everything's hard. And take it slow and steady, baby. Slow and steady. That's why so many of us procrastinate, because we bite off more than we can chew. We wanted the instant result, and then we just put off till tomorrow. And like all these papers that I'm dealing with that have been piling up, and I don't know, I just have a philosophy of something I haven't used in the last 6 months to a year, I don't need it, and I try to get rid of it. Paperwork can be a little bit different because you never know when you might need it, but I try to get rid of everything. So a good strategy for that in simplification is 3 things every day. Get rid of just 3 things, whether it's 3 pieces of paper, clothing, pens, pencils that you don't use. Just so much clutter in our lives that really bog us down. And the second thing I recommend for people that are trying to grow personally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, is to keep a journal. Oftentimes we get frustrated in our spiritual path because we can't see progress. When progress happens slow and steady, it's really hard to see a measured result, and we look back and we say, "Oh, I'm still stuck where I've always been." And actually, we're not. We're growing, and sometimes the growing can look like taking a step backwards because we're more aware and we realize our shortcomings. But if you keep a journal, it really is helpful to, oh my gosh, 6 months ago I was doing this, or I was feeling this way, I was thinking this, and look how much I've grown. You take a ship's rudder and you move it a few degrees one way or the other, and you should sail thousands of miles, and you'll be at a completely different destination. And that's the goal, and that should be our mindset, or that's a helpful mindset in trying to navigate our lives.